This is Scott Thompson, Bourbon Street reporter at the 16th Annual New Haven Jazz Festival, right here on the downtown green. It's July 27th, and tonight is our Latin Jazz Night. And with us today we have the band Espada, 8-piece band from the Hartford area, with people from all over the place, as I understand it, all the way down to New York. And they're working on a CD coming out. They got the material, and they're trying to get that, pressed and in the process. We're going to go down the line. Their forte is Latin jazz, and we're going to let them explain what that is exactly and what they're playing. Let's go down the line and just let them introduce themselves and tell them what they do.
Well, my name's Doug Long, and I'm the bassist of the group.
I'm William Fluker. I'm the music director, and I play trumpet.
Very good. Back here.
Ivan Santiago, timbales, percussion.
Margot Hayes, vocalist, song stylist.
Tony Gonzalez, percussionist.
I'm Ray Santiago, I play trumpet. I'm the founding father of the group.
Here we go. Over there.
Frank Jaguar, I play drums.
Right. Who we got back here?
Tony Santiago, congas, Latin percussion.
Jonathan Chatfield on keyboards.
Ron Sutton on saxophone.
All right. So let's see here. We have the William Fluker. You're the musical director. Why don't you tell us how the band met, how you got started, and where you're heading?
Okay, well, first of all, this gentleman here, Raymond Santiago, I came to Connecticut roughly over 12 years ago, and he found me and Ron Sutton, to be musicians that come, to Connecticut, and we joined his band, and the name of the band was Espada, and we played a lot of places. And I took a great interest in the group because of the talent and the style of music that we were doing. And I guess Raymond Santiago would be able to best explain what it's all about,
Okay, let's talk to Raymond. There's not a lot of Latin jazz bands making it here in Connecticut. You guys are leading the bunch, it seems.
Well, it's because probably there's not a lot of venues for Latin jazz groups to play at, But it's fortunate enough for us. The group, as you can see, is made up of different people from different persuasions, so they're bringing a lot of their own flavors of music into the group. So the Latin jazz music we played, if you listen to it, it's flavored with funk and, and blues and everything else. And because of that, it enables us to play in other clubs, not just, one type of club or one type of setting. So.
Now, for the uneducated listener, explain the difference between merengue and salsa and Latin jazz as you're playing. And do you take from all the forms? Or?
From what I've learned, merengue music basically is from the Dominican Republic. It's a dance music. It's a real fast dance beat rhythm. Salsa music is basically Latin dance music. Latin jazz is more of something you can dance to on occasion, but it's something you sit down and really listen to. It's I don't know really how to explain it aside from that. I said, why don't you come and enjoy the show and have a listen,
Who are some of your influences from Dizzy Gillespie, Mongo Santa Maria?
Definitely Dizzy Gillespie, Claudio Roditi. Claudio Roditi, Miles Davis, and Brown. There's a lot of people, that have influenced the guys that are in this group. So, my best way of expressing to the public to enjoy our sound is to just come out and take a listen. You know what I mean?
Now, I understand you work some standards into your show as well as a lot of original stuff. Who writes it, and how do you work it?
Everybody in the band is a composer, an arranger. Everybody in the band writes music. So you have a real varied difference, in styles of the songs that we do, because that individual who wrote the song, But we do some standard music, and it's usually really Margot sings some of the standard music. Most of the music we do isn't standard, and if it is standard, we kind of like switched it around, and put our own flavor to it, you could say.
And so as far as working on the CD, I guess you're trying to get your own sound and your own compositions and the economics and everything else involved.
Yeah, economics are involved, but our own sound, I think, has pretty much been developed. I mean, we've been together for 12 years, so we've developed what we want to hear, and it's and we've gotten really good response from the public. So I think we're definitely ready to move on somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Now, when you sit down to write a tune, does everyone gather together, or is it someone come in and say, "Here, I got this little"?
No, it can happen both ways, but usually it's an individual who will write a composition and present it to the group, and if the group responds well to it, then we'll do it.
And vocals, do you write the vocal work as well, or?
Everybody does that too, but the lady can speak for herself.
Tell me something about yourself. When did you start singing?
I started singing at the age of 5 years old. I used to listen to Ella Fitzgerald, and I just was inspired to be singing. I like all the jazz greats, and basically I think this type of music is just a lot of feeling, and when these guys play, it's just, just comes from the sky, and it's just comes from my heart, and I just have to sing.
It seems like it must take a lot of energy to keep up with the pace as far as vocals with this kind of band.
It's in the blood,
right?
Definitely in the blood.
Do you write a lot of lyrics to yourself, or?
Yes, I'm a lyricist. I do that a lot. With these guys, it's easy to compose music because they're just a bunch of great players, and I'm happy to be playing with them.
Excellent. Who wants to tell me what we can expect tonight? What are we going to be hearing? Here we go. I'm sorry. There goes your trumpet. I'll buy that trumpet later.
Put me on the spot.
You're the instigators, or?
No. We're going to be doing 3 or 4 tunes with the band, and then Claudio will be coming up and doing 5 tunes with us. A couple of tunes from his albums, and then a couple of other tunes that the band does already. They're pretty high energy stuff. The band does some high energy stuff. There'll be a lot of people up there. It'll be a lot of fun.
Who does the horn charts? Who's in charge of doing all the? Over here? Oh, excuse me for getting it back.
Over here.
You guys? So what's you take turns on who's stepping out? You got saxophones, trumpets?
Yes, there's Claudio even got a hand in today. We had a rehearsal this morning with him, and he got in the hand and arranging some horns this morning there. But so you'll hear him tonight.
Now Claudio Roditi is one of the hottest guys out there. He made it a point to play with you guys. That's saying a lot for you. Tell me about you and Claudio. What do you go back?
I met Claudio about 8 years ago, 9 years ago, and I met him in New York City, and we started just associating with one another. I would see him play, and I got to know him little by little. I'd go watch him play at different places, and we started hanging out a little bit. We hung out on the riverboat. They had a boat ride, and Claudio and Paquito de Rivera came down, and from that point we talked, vaguely about the possibility of one day, him coming down and perform with us. And it's become a realization today. It's like really like 2-year thing, that it was first mentioned until it's actually happening today. So it's like a real honor for all of us to be here to play with him. You know what I mean? Because he's like a mentor to me. You know what I mean? And I'm sure we're able to a lot of us.
We're working hard to get the band out, moving out. We want to go to Canada. We know, of their appreciation for the type of music that we do down there. And we hear of it all the time. Folks say, man, what are you guys doing here? You know what I mean? And we have some extremely talented musicians here. I mean, I couldn't even, describe them. Tony Gonzalez, he's our percussionist, and these are all people that I really wanted to put together. At times we've broken apart, and I just, it always came to my mind. I said, man, we can't let this happen. You know what I mean? And it's been working out well. Nelson Dawes Ortiz. Oh, where's Nelson? He's the manager, But anyway,
man, he's busy managing.
Yeah, he's a very busy manager.
All right.
He's been working with us, and I and him been working close together to try to get, some international artists to work with us to move us out. you know, because here the arts, you know, we're suffering a little bit, you know, in the arts area, you know. But thanks to Jackie McLean, people like Nelson Dawes Ortiz, you know, who has the interests, you know, and you know, come over here, Nelson.
Real quickly here.
This is the man.
Here's our manager. We're going to say hi to him. Why don't you tell us, you got the vision for the band. What's the next step?
Well, I think that the band is now in the process of reorganizing itself both on a professional level and on a mental level, because what I see happening with Espada is to be able to take it nationally, hopefully internationally at some point. And in order to do that, you have to prepare yourself both mentally and professionally to do that. We've gone through what I think is the beginning of a cleansing process. We were able to sanitize this band, so that the only thing that is left is going to be raw talent and enthusiasm. And I think that Espada has the talent. It just has to come together, and it has made a decision collectively to put together that talent to take it where it needs to go. For me, it's the Montreal Jazz Festival. For them, it could be the North Seas Festival. But the important thing is that they want to get there. And if you don't want to get there, you won't get there. But I think that the band is starting with this fabulous concert that we're starting today, and we had the privilege of having with us Claudio Roditi, who I consider probably one of the best, the top-of-the-line trumpeter. I don't want to classify him in an ethnic term and say he's a Brazilian trumpeter. I classify him as a top-level jazz trumpeter, okay? And I feel very happy that he's allowed us to share the stage with him, and he feels just as thrilled about it as we do. So in him having that particular feeling about the band says to me that he has noticed something, that there is an enthusiasm in the band. There is a will to want to make it. And if we can live to that, then we're going to be okay. And hopefully we'll take you with us if you keep yourself together.
Yeah, stick around. All right, looks like we got a lot of fire in line here tonight at the 16th Annual New Haven Jazz Festival. Scott Thompson for Bourbon Street. Stick around, we got more coming.
Good. Number one.